Instead, you get this garbled mess these days. A lot of feds film in, and you can't hear anything. You can't understand anything anyone's saying on the microphone. It all sounds like garbage. And it's like, why are we not doing better?
Because most of them don't have anybody to do better.
I just never understood that. Like, it's just like, how can you do a show like that and then seem to be proud of it, and then the product that you're releasing in the aftermarket is just like people are watching it going, the hell is that? What did he say? Is that music? Why does it sound like somebody stepped on a cat 400 feet away? Like, it's just bad, man.
They're just, they're just running what they got, right? I mean, think about, like what you're talking about. Like, are we fully capable of running a professional grade show on very, very little money?
We did.
Yes. And what were you?
No money.
And what were you just bitching about?
I know.
How much work and running all the cable.
But you know what? So, I may have bitched about it, but you know what? It paid off. And it paid off in spades
because you got all that. You still living off your money from the New Midwest days.
I'm still living off my
paid right off, didn't it?
I'm sure it's dripping asbestos on us as we talk.
You kidding me? But any asbestos in there is rotted away 15 years ago.
The rats ate it all.
Yeah. Jason Duvall, welcome to the vlog.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. I didn't have much of a choice.
No.
Jaren's like, hey, guess what I'm gonna do? Click.
I was not.
You were just talking earlier.
To shoot. We're not. We can't really train that much. So water. We had to shoot something. So what's your best memory? Happiest.
Okay, so I've got some. I've got a few.
Right.
I've got one with Don Jackson, God rest his soul, Mississippi Madman. We were at we did these free shows a couple times in New Midwest Wrestling. Like before the big shows, we do a show in the afternoon, and then we do a big show in the evening. And I was the NMW president at the time, and it was Mississippi Madman. And I think 4GQ was still, I think you guys were still together. It was you and John Magnus and Spencer Powers, Cherry Malone, and Mr. Elite.
Danger Doug or Luke.
Would have been Lucius.
Danger Doug or Lucius.
And Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite was part of that. But John was fighting Mississippi Madman, and the crowd was there. And during all of that, Madman had been feuding with Luke because Luke bashed Mad Mama.
Yeah, talking about Mad Mama. Doing the Mad Mama joke.
Somebody had brought a sign, and I wish I could remember what that sign was, but I remember seeing it, and I don't remember why I was out in the middle of that match. I was out there for something. I remember seeing that sign, and John's on the outside of the ring. Madman had thrown him out, and I grabbed that sign. I was like, hey, John, hold this. And John goes, huh? And held the sign and went, Madman, look at that sign. And Madman looked down and, it got that mean old Madman. And John looked down at that sign and went, oh, dear God. Because it was something about Mad Mama. And John was like, oh, no. And then Madman got out of the ring and just beat the crap out of him. It was brilliant. That's fun. Putting over Ryan Cruz to me was a good memory. Even though people gave me crap, they're like, hey, you lost to a girl. Man, I made her look like $1 million though. And the first match I had with Sage Ramsey is a memory, and only because he was supposed to take a chair shot in that match. And I remember you specifically, and probably Jeremy Dirksen were like, oh, it's just Duvall, don't worry about it, it's just Duvall. Because he was really nervous about taking a chair shot. He was like, oh, it's just Duvall, man, he's fine, you're gonna be fine, it's Duvall. So the spot was, he throws me out of the ring, I grab this chair to help me up, I'm standing with my back against the ring with a chair, like down like this. And he reaches over the top to grab me by the hair to pull me in, and I whipped that chair back as hard as I could. And I swear to you, it sounded like a gunshot went off in soccer world. It's just like, and Troy, that was I gave Troy his first concussion.
Sage Ramsey.
That was Sage stumbled back and.
It was, in fact, it was not me or Real World Jeremy.
Who was it?
It was me and Real World Jeremy.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a very coordinated rib.
On who? Because I think you guys.
I mean, I think both you guys.
I don't know. I think Troy got the worst of it. I was mad. Like, I was angry. I was like, screw you guys. I'll show you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we absolutely both. It was absolutely a coordinated effort to get you riled up to make sure you threw that chair shot. But also, to be fair, you've thrown some fluffers in your day.
Oh no, I don't think I ever threw fluffers in shows.
You threw some fluffers.
Did I?
Yes, you threw some fluffers. So part of it was to make sure you threw a good chair shot,
right?
And the other part was just to get Troy into a false sense of security because we you know,
well, you
like
see,
it was a multiple level.
What's interesting is I watch your videos, you know, where you do Legend of My Own Mind, and I watch these videos and you know, the guys that we came up with talk about these, and I'm like, Jesus, that happened? I'm like, wait a minute, what? You know, I start remembering things, and I'm like, oh God, how did I forget that? I never remember fluffing chair shots.
Yeah.
Do not remember it. I remember that chair shot to Troy. And I just remember being so mad at you, Jeremy, and was like, all right, screw you guys.